We're back with another show. And today we have Joe West.
Yay!
Hi, everybody! And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And we also have Jackie with us too.
Yay! I'm a newbie. I'm the newbie.
Hey, Kimmy.
I'll probably act like a newbie today too.
I've been showing her the ropes, teaching her and Carla how to use StreamYard, because I may be stepping away for a little bit, just because of work and all that. So yeah, so
always have a backup.
Yeah, for just in case things get a little hectic on my side. So, but yeah.
Hey, Maddie.
But hey, you guys.
But I was just about to say, welcome, Joe West. We've done a few shows together, me and her, and it gets crazy sometimes because we just bounce around from place to place, and it's pretty fun. There isn't many people that I like to just go freehand with like that on the show. I like to have a subject and then just go with it. But I know, like with Joe West and like Stephen Dobbs, we can just jump on the camera and just talk about whatever comes to our mind. So it gets crazy sometimes.
It does, definitely.
Right on.
Crazy.
Those are the best conversations.
Exactly.
Unplanned.
But welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Gosh.
Who is Joe?
Okay, let me tell you about myself. So as far as my abilities, everybody always asks, when did you first notice? I don't know. I've just always had them. Like, I've always been able to talk to spirits. I've always been sensitive. Just always. My first memorable one that I can vividly remember was my mom and dad divorced when I was 2, and I had only spent 2 weekends and the holidays with my dad. And he passed when I was 13. And the night that he passed, I remember seeing, gosh, I can like feel it and everything like it was yesterday. I remember feeling and seeing like I was laying in a coffin. And then I remember him standing next to me and him holding my hand. And I must have screamed out or something, because then my mom came into the room and asked what was going on. And I said, Dad was here. And I think I told her that he held my hand, and she was just like, okay. And so that's my first memory that I have of actually seeing a spirit. But I'm sure that there are other things that happened way before then that I just don't remember.
Is your mom psychic?
So my mom's passed on now, but I think it's interesting because way before I was born, she was a Sunday school teacher, but she was very open. and non-judgmental about anything. So I feel like if she was still alive, she would like embrace everything that I do and that. I've tried to look up in like my family history, which unless like something is passed down, you don't really know.
Right.
But I feel like there was definitely something in there, especially with with my mom, because I don't know. She had a funny sense to her. There was a picture of Jesus in there. And, I think most of the time when you talk about religions and everything, there's always certain stereotypical things that you think of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say if you had to say a religion, it would be like Christianity. And she knew the Bible inside and out and everything. And there was a picture of Jesus in the living room. And after my dad passed away, and my best friend, who's been my best friend for literally our whole lives, she knows the same story. My mom was just a neat freak. The house was totally immaculate. And she would go to clean that picture, and there was always a box elder-bug on the picture. And she would say out loud, "Oh, there's your dad." And my best friend would always look at me like, "Your mom's a little crazy." So and of course I didn't think about it then, but now that I'm older and in this path, I look back on it and I think, yeah, there was something with that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. But there isn't anyone else in my family, I don't think, that is like I have siblings and that, and they're not. But the nice thing is that they've always believed me and always, trusted what I said. There was never even like a doubt. It was never like, are you sure? Are you sure? It was never ever like that. I've always had support with everything, but to me it was just normal. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think it was anything different, wrong, or anything like that. So
Interesting.
Cool.
yeah.
Wow. So, the empath part, can you explain to maybe people that might not know what an empath is? What that is?
So it's basically, if I had to do it in the simplest terms, I would say it's like going into a room filled with a bunch of noise. And you put that noise on your body and inside you. That's pretty much how I feel it is. And I never really understood it, knew that that's what it was until maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And that's when I started realizing what it was. Because you say you have a gut instinct, you feel this, you feel that. Well, that's what it is. And I never used to put up boundaries. I actually did not put up a boundary until 2 years ago. My cousin's brother, they were twins, and he passed away, and it was a rough time. And I was like, I do not want to go to the celebration of life. And so I put up a lot of boundaries. And luckily my guides, I work with dragon and fae and fairies and Hades and Persephone, and it's gotten to the point to where all I have to do is like say I need a boundary, and it's up. They know what to do for me. So I would say that's the biggest thing about being an empath, is really know your boundaries. Know when you need them. Know that you don't have to always feel everything, because it can be so draining. Hey, Pam. So, and a lot of times it can take a lot to get over that too. because you're not only taking that on, but then you're just like giving it all out into nothing, you know? So it's like just it's really like when you drain the tub after you're done with a bath. That's what you feel like afterwards, you know, just completely drained. So it's anytime you feel those feelings of and it's not your own feelings. It's when you walk into a room and you sense that someone is anxious, someone feels uncomfortable or something like that. That's what being an empath is.
Okay.
Mm.
So is it pretty easy to, I shouldn't say easy, is it imperative, I guess, that you learn how to put up the wall so you're not taking so much stuff on or with you? And because I mean, you'd be like crazy by the time you get through.
And that explains me. Because like I said, I never did that. I never did that up until and the best people are crazy. So but it really is important. And I would say to anybody that, you know, was in my situation to where they have never put up boundaries or barriers or anything like that, but they want to, if you know already who you work with, what you work with, just call on them. And the more you work with them, the more you connect with them, the more you just become like intertwined. They are just my spirits, my dragon, my fae, my fairy, Persephone and Hades. They are just part of me. Like they know now when I need something, and sometimes I don't even have to say anything, and they're just up there with me. So
how do you identify the this team that you have that surrounds you? I call it like a team because it seems like everybody
definitely. Yeah, they are definitely
together.
A team. So they all came to me at different times. And it's just the first one I had was Faye, and then I've had different dragons come in and out. I have a new one that is red. I have an orange one, a green one, a gold one, and now a red one. I work with different fairies that kind of come in and out. They're kind of like, okay, she needs this one now, she needs that one now, you know, and that. I have also worked with African American tribe and Native American tribes. And then, like I said, Persephone and Hades. And it's like the biggest thing is, like I said before, the more you work with them and connect with them, the more they just know what you need. It is, and you just become closer to them. It's really like just learning someone.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've learned Persephone and Hades, they're like the yin and yang. And Hades is very, very protective of me. And then Persephone, there's always flowers, and she'll put a crown of flowers on my head, and that, and whenever I go to investigations or whatnot, my dragons are always just flying over with me, and that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel like with our group. You know, like we've all come together and just we've all like, you know, worked together so well, and we all trust each other and can rely on each other to be there if something goes off the deep end, do an investigation, you know.
Right.
And you know, it's a great team. We're a great team together. You know, even Jackie's coming along with us even more, and you know, I'm glad that she's around. So
she's one of us now.
Yes.
I also have dragons too. Like I have two. So I I know that I don't know if you've, you know, read any of Patty Negri's books, but she talks about dragon magic.
Yeah.
And she says, like, she goes through the whole thing about breathing life into your dragon. And then anything that you need help with, you basically verbalize, you tell them the things that you need help with, or, you know, maybe you want, let's say, because one of the things that I told them was, I want to be able to get this house that we're currently living in. And I wanted to make sure that we could sell our old house and that everything would turn out fine and all that, because I was worried about it. Like I, you know, was worried that we wouldn't be able to get out of our old house because of the foundation problems, because here in Texas, there's a lot of foundation issues. and so I was afraid that no one's going to want to buy it and stuff. So instead of thinking negatively, you know, I put it out there. Like I told the dragons like what I wanted, and I visualized it in my head. So it's kind of like you're using manifestation too.
Exactly.
And you're telling them, you know, the intent, and you're picturing yourself, you know, what you're wanting, and you let them know. And yes, it may take some time, but it happened. Right. And anytime that I want something, like really want something, I tell it to them and it happens. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So do you know what color your dragons were?
Yeah, so I have an orange one, and she's for creativity, all the inspiration and everything. She looks like Puff the Magic Dragon. And she's got like my personality. Every time when she gets excited about something, she's always going like this, just so excited. No, not really. I mean, I have taken some classes, and the only reason I took some classes is just because I thought, oh, it's right down the road for me. Sure, I'll take them and see what happens, you know? And so I had never done anything before that, professionally or anything. But I didn't, like, I grew up in a town of 400, so there wasn't anyone or anything, you know, to talk to about it, or, you know, I wouldn't have even known where to go. So I didn't really have any mentorship, but again, in that same tone, I could talk to my mom or my sister, you know, and just tell them I saw this or that, and there was never no judgment, which is really good, because then you're not afraid to talk about it. And that's the biggest thing. Whenever anybody is going through this, you want them to be able to express themselves, because to hold that in is just a terrible, terrible thing. It weighs you down too much. You don't want to do that to someone. So,
wow.
Yeah. But yeah, my dragon, so I have an orange one. And then so this is interesting. I have a green one, and he is all about knowledge, very wise and knowledgeable. And then I have a new red one that just came to me. And then an interesting thing is and there were all different ones. The green one is like the European type dragon. And then I had a gold one, and just recently, and the gold one was for harvest. Like, each of my dragons are for something specific. The gold one was for harvest, and just recently my gold one transformed into a white dragon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was interesting. I'm not for sure the purpose of that yet, but there's like a little bit of gold in there, but that was pretty interesting.
Did it change its focus when it went to white?
Well, it looked the same, but the color changed. So I feel like there's a different purpose
Right.
for it now. I'm just not for sure, because I feel like whenever you think about the color white, it's purity and innocence. So if that is the case, I'm not for sure where that is. I do feel like it may have something to do with my trance classes. I'm going through trance classes right now, which is when the spirit talks through you. And that's when it changed. Because anytime I go into trance, how I visualize it is there's a cement bench, and my dragon is behind the bench with its wings on the bench, and then I sit on the bench. And it changed. The gold dragon came in and literally just changed into white with a little bit of gold specks right on its neck, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask you just a little bit more about the trans classes?
Oh,
classes?
sure. Yeah. I love trance. Oh my gosh, it's just
So
it's so amazing.
so you're saying the spirit speaks through you?
Yes.
Or-
So if you ever have watched a video, Janine Lane, she is simply amazing. I absolutely love her. And I saw her on Diet Renee's show, and when I saw her, she has 4 different spirits that come through her. And when I saw her, I was like, I already knew what trance was, but I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be amazing at it and it's going to be great. And she actually is the one that hooked me up with my teacher, Debbie Charlton, who's going to be on my show October 15th. And I could not ask for a better teacher. She's so amazing. So trance is basically you are in a very deep meditative state is what it is, and you really have to release and let go, and then your spirits, just whoever it is, comes to you, and they talk through you. Now sometimes your voice can change, sometimes your face can change. I know I actually was able to do a reading in trance, and I don't really remember anything about it, but the lady that gave me feedback on it in the class said that she saw her face in my face.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so I thought, oh well, that's cool.
So what's the difference between that and an attachment or a possession or
I would say that would be more of a negative, because so I wanted to say for a purpose, but it's not. When the spirits come through to talk to you, their intent is to give a message.
Right.
And when I've never had an attack or an attachment, but I would feel like an attachment would be more for a selfish reason.
Oh, got it. Okay.
For that spirit's reason.
So what about channeling? Is channeling what is that like?
That's a really good question and an interesting one, because it really depends on who you ask. Now, I kind of feel like channeling and trance is the same thing. I could be very wrong on it. That's just how I view it, because you're still channeling a spirit and it's still coming through. Whether you're speaking it or just hearing the words, whatever it is. So I think they're the same thing.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense.
There you go.
And do you ever try to block yourself from feeling other people's emotions or different things like that?
From blocking
Like,
other people's emotions?
right. Just
Yeah, yeah,
not to feel what they're feeling.
yeah. So, and like I said, I don't do it very often because I've never really felt a need for it. So when I went, or the day of my cousin's celebration of life, I was just really, really sad. I was just in that state. And I had my dragons all up around me. My African American tribe went around, I was in a circle, and they went all around me and had their spears upright. So nobody was going to get through that. And then the dragons were flying over that. And then in front of my African American tribe was my fae.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just, I mean, they just know how much protection I need, or how much, of a boundary I need, because sometimes my dragons will just put me in a golden shell, a golden egg. And, that's it. Like, especially when I'm going to different investigations or whatnot, that's usually how it goes with that.
And I wonder if the reason why your dragons turned from gold to white is because of, for clarity, and then you said that the gold in the throat. So I wonder if it's like to help you be able to have, the spirit be able to speak through you.
It very well could be, because when I come out of trance, it's happened twice now, and both times when it happened, I was very, very deep into trance. And the teacher will bring us back out very gently, and that, and 2 times I came out a little bit sooner, and I started coughing really, really bad, and it literally felt like my fire had went out of me. So
Wow.
it was, yeah, it's very much quite interesting.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's to help with that.
It very well could be, because like I said, it happened during trance. So I feel like it has, something to do with that. And of course, when the dragon was golden, and that's all about harvesting, and not just harvesting wealth, but knowledge and everything else. And that's when I was all starting out and everything. So I feel like I've accomplished more now. So that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the environment.
I want to go back to Pam's.
Yeah.
Too.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of people, I always find it interesting when people say, gosh, I wish I could talk to spirits. You can have that. Hi, Kelly. Everybody has the ability to do it. It's just knowing to open up enough and to let go, and really opening up your crown chakra. Those are the biggest things to doing it.
Well, I did something last weekend.
Yes, you did.
So I'm like, Carla, are you asking these questions? Because no.
Yes. Could I have been any more obvious?
I was like, what?
Yeah, like, there you go.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That
it was amazing.
Oh.
So I've always been sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Ever, like my mom would always say, oh, you've always, like real high on the emotional scale.
Yes.
and real sensitive. And so
Yep.
sometimes, you know, I can't tell if it's me or if I'm just feeling everyone else. And I think now as I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm starting to be able to determine who I'm feeling, their emotions and stuff, and
Yeah.
like put my guard up a little bit so
Mhm.
then I don't get, succumbed to those emotions. But last weekend, I don't know what happened, but that guard was down. And it hit me. Yeah, it hit me like a ton of bricks
Aw.
when we were
But
in Cleburne.
It could have been a thing to where maybe you needed that, because one of my favorite quotes is tears cleanse the soul. So you might have just needed a really good cleansing. Get
Yep.
all that stuff out. Hi, Liz.
I don't know.
Can you say that quote one more time?
Yeah.
Tears cleanse the soul.
Yeah, we're all writing it down. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we want to. Well, okay. I'm just gonna come out and say what happened, but I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna make it short. Hopefully, knowing me, I make everything long and I go around the river bend.
It's okay. I do the same thing.
ADHD. Okay, so we went to Cleburne and we investigated Jimmy's restaurant. And he this is like the first time he's let a paranormal group investigate his restaurant. Well, before that, Tracy Mays took us around and did the history of Cleburne and told us a little bit about the spirits there. And she mentioned that she felt like one of the spirits named John was wrongfully hung. He was actually innocent. And she felt that way, but she didn't have any sort of, she didn't have anything to back it up. Well, when we went to Jimmy's restaurant the next day, we went and our team investigated the downstairs first while 3 other people went upstairs to investigate with Call Me Claire, who's on TikTok. And so we investigated downstairs and we were live and asking questions. And we figured that we were talking to a male. And Lorinda, who's on our team, she's also a sensitive. I don't know what she likes to be called, whatever. but she said, ask him how he's affecting everyone. And we were like, what are you talking about, Lorinda? Because I didn't feel anything. I was just like, oh, and I'm always full of jokes and stuff. And we were just asking questions, and he was probably getting bored with our questions. And then all of a sudden I see something behind the door, and it looked like a finger or something, and did this little, swirly thing. And then I was looking at it, and then it pulled back. And the window or whatever is like covered with like one of those glass, little sheet things. So it's kind of distorted kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, was that you that did that? Like, because no one should be behind that door. No one can get back there. And the flashlight didn't go off. And so we ended up cutting the live because we were going to go upstairs because the other team came down. And then all of a sudden I just felt like no one believed me, and we just went live. and I'm just like, but normally it's just like, okay, whatever. But for some reason I got so upset. Like I felt so sad and depressed. And all of a sudden it made me think of a dream that I had the week before about how I was in trouble at work, that no one believed me. No one felt any kind of, empathy for me or anything like that. It was really weird. And I don't know why I had that dream, because I didn't feel like, I was having that problem, because sometimes you have dreams because you're trying to work things out.
Right.
But I just thought that was weird, but it hit me with that dream. And I'm like, where'd that dream come from? All of a sudden I'm thinking about that and I'm like super upset. And like Carla and Jackie, they're like, are you okay? Are you sure you want to go upstairs? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Well, anyways, long story short, which is still long, we go upstairs. And at first it's kind of slow. Like we set up a flashlight for the spirit to touch for yes or no questions. Right. And nothing was happening. And at first, and then I step away from the area because I just felt like I was being, I don't know why, but I felt like I just felt left out. I don't know why. And so I ended up coming back and Call Me Claire, she started to feel like this horrible feeling in the pit of her stomach. And I went live, but I felt like super depressed and I know exactly how that feels. And so I look at the flashlight and, and I'm like, are you making me feel this way? And the flashlight goes off. Oh. And then it made me think of my dream. And so I started talking about my dream that I had and the flashlight keeps going off. And Amy was, Call Me Claire. She chimed in and said, well, that, the reason why you're feeling that in that dream is because that's the only way that they were able to, get across how they felt with something that you can relate to. So that's why you had that dream. And then I said, I was looking at the flashlight and I said, I feel like no one believes me. And then I hear Carla whispering to Call Me Claire. And she's like, is she channeling this, the spirit? John. Because I was just saying like how I was feeling, but I knew that that's how they felt. Mm-hmm. And in my dream, I was getting mocked too, attitude and mocked. And since he was, hung, I'm sure that, people that were watching him get hanged, or hung, whatever the proper, anyway, people that were watching him were probably mocking him and they didn't believe him. Right. And he probably felt really depressed and I knew exactly how that would feel. And so I just started saying it out. And then after that, after I, got it all out and stuff, all of a sudden I think it was Ghost who said, rest in peace.
Mm. Wow. And he did confirm that he was gone.
Yep.
He confirmed that. Yeah.
And like right before, right when I arrived in Cleburne, before everyone got there, I posted a picture on Facebook that said, you are exactly where you need to be. And I think, well, you guys can't see it, but my phone is trying to like say, oh, that's not a person, but it's this picture at an antique shop. Mm-hmm. And I posted it on my Facebook and I just thought that's interesting. That's kind of cool. I didn't really think anything of it. And then somebody mentions it saying, you're supposed to be here. See, and then also I'm like, that picture.
Yeah.
It was very cool. Really crazy.
No coincidences.
It's amazing.
There are no coincidences.
That's right.
Hi, Liz.
But yeah, just a little snippet. So, but I've always felt that like, with emotions and stuff, I can just feel it. And yeah, besides reading it off people, but yeah.
It's, it can be a really tough thing. Not even, taking on other people's emotions, but then also your own, knowing when to rein it in, when to let it out, all that stuff, which sometimes I don't know, nor do I care. I just like to say it how it is and that, but it just depends, you know, if you're really passionate about something, then sometimes you just really need to get that feeling across.
It was a interesting weekend. So, and I felt like it was something that brought us all closer as a group. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, we're you know, we're all still learning this stuff as we go. So it's you know, I feel like every time we go out as a group together, we learn something new, you know, about ourselves or about how to do this stuff, you know, and I feel like even if we did it the next like 50 years, I'm sure that this is still going to be something new to learn, you know, new to do.
Oh, definitely.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I can't even imagine in 50 years all the different tech and all the different things that they'll be able to come up with, you know, and sayings on this and that and all that other kind of stuff.
I know we had another question for you. What's gazing?
Oh, it's I do it a lot at work when I'm bored.
Everybody has the same
That's what it is.
definition.
Everybody has that talent. So I was invited to be on a show. Janine Lane, actually. Her and another girl were going to do a show, and then ended up getting canceled like a day or two before. But the other lady that was on there does crystal ball readings. And Janine was like, so you want to do some crystal ball readings? And I'm like, sure. I'd never read a crystal ball before. So I'm like, I better get working on this. So I am very much outside of the box. Like, I don't look at, oh, I should do things this way. I'm way more intuitive, I guess you'd say, on things. I just do things how they feel naturally to me. Whether somebody says they're right or wrong, I don't care. I just do it how I feel. So I used the biggest sphere I have, which is a rose quartz. And what I do when I do readings, and my husband made this beautiful thing for me.
A little stand?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It actually has a little thing on the bottom where I can put a light through it and that.
Nice.
But I haven't done that yet. But I just look into the crystal ball and I tell people everything I see, feel, hear, whatever is in there. That's what gazing is.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had somebody. Yeah, I had somebody. One of my friends asked me. They're like, "Oh, did you get the smoke to clear?" I said, "I didn't use one of those balls. I didn't." I thought I'm just gonna use what I have, you know, because I needed practice. I think the thing was within a month or so after that, so I wanted to really hone in on it and that, and I've done quite a few readings on it, and everybody just loves it.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yay, Balls Club!
Balls Club.
Oh no.
Crystal Balls Club! Woo! I got. Well, hey, they're not blue.
That would not be good. That would definitely not be good.
No. Hey, I got amethyst, and then I got a regular crystal ball.
Nice.
Nice. I got quite a few small ones. I got
balls.
It's like the AC/DC song. We all got balls, big, small, bouncy, whatever, you know.
Yeah, this one's a little bigger than the other. This one's a little bigger than the other one. Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay.
Happens.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That makes them unique. You have some unique
Exactly.
balls.
Thank you.
Add that to your resume.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. That was so nice of you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'll be quiet now.
I don't think that's gonna last.
I need a Halloween mask for times like this. I just put it on and just shake my head, and it wouldn't be a great night without one of Catherine's famous
There you go.
one-liners.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we got to have those.
Yeah, you need that energy. It's funny because let's see, so last weekend I have trance class 2 times on Sunday. My teacher's over in the UK, so she's 6 hours ahead of me. So right now I have trance at 5 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, but I love her so much. And when I was doing the one at 5 o'clock in the morning, that weekend before, the Friday and Friday night, I had taken my granddaughters to a cemetery. Saturday, I had tarot class and readings. And then 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up, we do trance class. And my teacher said that she's so funny when she talks because she's kind of got like an Irish accent. And so, like, when she starts off, she'll be like, I'm going to play a wee bit of music for you now. I love it. But she said afterwards, she says, would you understand, Joe, if I said, normally you have hyper energy? Like, yes, I would understand that. Yes, I would. And she's like, today it was completely calm. You were just and at first I was like, okay, is that okay? Like, and because she said she wasn't really picking up on my energy, so I was like, oh no, what did I do wrong? But she said no, it was completely calm. And then, oh my God, it was like the best compliment ever. So she has a person that assists her in class, like with whatever she needs done. And she says, she compared me to her. And she said, you just held the space for everyone to be safe. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it was just the coolest, proud moment for me. I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Oh, wow. That's something.
It is. It really is. So yeah, I know all about that hyper energy.
So do you actually teach or have classwork like mediumship or anything like that?
So I have taught shadow work and meditation and that, and it was interesting because I had people reach out to me and I was like, oh, I'm not certified. I'm not, I don't know, and I was just like, but the thing was, the people that were reaching out to me were people I knew, and what they said to me was, I feel safe and comfortable around you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, well, I need to do this. So I've done shadow work, meditation, connecting with your spirit guides. And then last Saturday I started doing parties where I teach a class, doesn't matter what kind. This one was tarot. And then I do readings afterwards.
Cool.
Yeah. It was interesting because one of the ladies had said that she had all these tarot decks, but she said there was so many rules and she just couldn't remember them all and get them all right. So she said she threw them all away or got rid of them, gave them away or whatever. I was like, oh, that's terrible. And I'm like, see, I said, I know that there are people like that. They're very specific about this card means this, and that, or this suit means this. I said, I don't really go by that. I said, I will read from the guidebook. because I have a lot of decks and sometimes it's been a minute since I've used one of them, you know. But I like to show off the card. I like to let people really see what's in there. And then I always put my hand over the card and I interpret that card specifically for that person. Well, hello, Skylight from Panama. That's cool.
Yeah. I like that. I like that it reached all the way to Scotland. You know.
Yeah.
That one person that was, you know, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know. I do a few shows with Stephen Dobbs. He's from Scotland, and he's one of the people I was saying that me and him can just jump on the show and just ramble on about stuff, and but at the same time, like I'm also into like TV shows from over there, so we do talk about that sometimes, and different TV shows, comedies from over there. So that's always fun.
Yeah, definitely. I love it when people come on, because I always tell everyone, I'm like, when you come on, make sure you say hi and let me know where you're from and that. And I love that. You know, I had somebody on from Australia that was watching when I was with my granddaughters and that. So that's pretty cool to get it all out there.
Nice.
That's cool.
But yeah, you know, like I said, it's just trying to find more people that are because like I said, you know, like me and Stephen Dobbs, we can go back from ghosts to aliens to Bigfoot to monsters to this, that. So we have plenty to talk about, you know, for a couple. I think we're on for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours at one time.
Oh wow.
Me and
That's a long
just talking back and forth and just, you know.
Very cool though.
So, yeah, you know, that's of course that's the longest I've ever done a show, but you know, I think our tablets were getting low on batteries and we had to split, you know. But, you know, Stephen Dobbs he's a lot of fun to do this with. So
Cool.
Wow.
So, and then yeah.
What do you guys think? It's what time is it? Almost 25 after. Do we want to do the giveaway?
Yeah, that way it gives them some time to put in the comments what they think.
Yeah, giveaway. Hey, Debbie. Giveaway. Oh, thank you, Liz.
So, what we have, we're trying to come up with all the stuff as we've been talking to you. And for the first viewer that can comment on one of the phrases that Joe said, the first one to answer gets a free 30-minute reading with her.
Free. It's your other favorite F word.
And the question is, what did she say cleanses the soul? First one to comment. Exactly.
You're not allowed to answer, Adam.
That's right.
I almost did. I had to stop myself.
I'll put them on mute.
Right. And you can't message me the answer either, or text me.
Well, you know what? I'll call you on the cell phone. I do have your number.
You can't call me either. I'll put it on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, you guys that are in the little audience there, what cleanses the soul? What did Joe say cleanses the soul?
Come on,
everyone's like, oh dang. See? I didn't know there was a pop quiz. Yeah.
Come on.
I believe in you. You know the answer.
I'm like, what happened?
Radio silence.
And
like,
the crickets are live.
That was a good one. That's a good question. And I can't replay. Darn. Or actually, can they? They may be able to.
What's that?
Replay. Oh, actually, I don't. Never mind. They can't.
No.
While we're still live.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm looking on my phone.
I guess we'll have to come back whenever they do answer. It might be later on tonight or in the morning, and or so and so got it right. So and so was the first person. Awesome. He's a lot of fun. I like him a lot. So
we're still waiting.
It's not laughter.
Yeah. I mean, laughing helps.
Right. Right.
No.
Well, I guess what we could do is leave it out there.
Yeah.
The first person that responds with the right answer, we'll get y'all hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I know we put a tough one out there. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What was the question? I'll guess. LOL.
What did Joe say cleanses the soul?
Come on, Debbie. Come on.
Crickets.
I know that was a good question, though.
Yeah, it was.
So now y'all know for next time, because you never know, we may throw in another free or free. So you got to be watching and paying attention. No, it's not that one. Oh,
yes.
Oh!
Yay!
She came back!
She got it.
Yay,
Debbie! Winner, chicken dinner!
That's right.
Chicken dinner. You won some chicken dinner from the Paranormal Kitchen.
So, Joe, how can she get a hold of you, or do you know each other?
We know each other.
Okay.
So yeah, she can just message me whenever is convenient for her.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yay. Is it okay if I mention something real quick?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, I am trying to get up to 1,000 followers, and I'm almost there, almost at 700. And
nice.
Once I get up to 1,000, I'm going to have a guest on my show, and what it is if a person books an hour reading with me, they get 2 bonuses. They get a free 3-card pull, and then they get a chance to win to be a guest speaker on my show.
Wow.
And then I'll draw the person once I get up to 1,000 people.
Awesome.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Make it happen.
Yep. And I posted Joe's Facebook page in the comments, as well as her TikTok.
Yes, please.
Go like.
Go
subscribe.
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to add more stuff in every day, I promise.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you got coming up real quick? Anything?
Let's see. This coming up Sunday, I will have Jeffrey and Crystal Ann Kaiser on Coffee and Clarity, which is on 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. They are from the Dead Explorers, and they are just amazing, humble people. I absolutely adore them. Husband and wife team, and they're just great people. I can't wait to have them on. Let's see. And in November, I don't know if you guys have seen the show 28 Days Haunted.
I have.
Yes.
So I've had Nick Simons on my show and
nice.
Aaron G. Thompson on my show, and I've investigated with them. And I also know Brandy Marie from the show, and I'm getting a reading from her tomorrow, and then she's going to be on my show next month.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just, when I saw that show, I was like, oh my God, I love Brandy. I mean, I love Nick and Aaron. If you guys are watching, I love you guys. I do. But I mean, just the fact that she's, you know, a psychic medium and everything, I just felt like I could really, really connect with her. And I'm so flipping stoked to have her on.
Excellent.
Aww.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, gosh, it's wonderful to have you on.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And it was
It was
so
a
great
lot of fun.
for you guys to have me. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, sure. This was a good show.
Um,
A lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right on.
We'll have to have you on again.
Oh,
Yes,
for sure.
for sure. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And during the week works out great for me because my weekends are pretty much booked.
Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand.
So, also real quick, if there's anybody in the Illinois, Chicago area, I'm just gonna say Tony S because his last name is really hard to pronounce. But he does the ghost walk tours, and I'm going to be there for that November 18th. He's going to be on my show November 12th. So if anybody's in the area then or whatnot, I'm really excited about it because it's I'm huge into true crime. Love me some true crime. And we'll be starting the tour at the Congress Hotel, and that's where H.H. Holmes picked up his victims.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So yeah, and that's been one of my bucket lists is to go there. So I'm like, oh, I'm just so excited.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
fabulous. Fabulous.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, again, thank you so very much for coming on, and we'll definitely have you back, and we'll stay in touch with you.
Great. Sounds good. And thank you guys for having me on. I so appreciate you guys.
Okay,
Yeah,
have a good
thanks.
night.
Yeah, you
Just to
too.
put it out there, me and Joe want to plan a trip to Roswell next year at some point.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
Yes,
Wow.
definitely.
so we'll
Gotta
be
get
back
that in
next year.
there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. I've been telling everybody about it. So
Me too.
God,
Me
that
too.
was
So
awesome.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
So that's it for now. So that's all the announcements. But yes, thank you Joe for coming on, and we hope to have you on again.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Have a
Thanks
good night.
everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see
Yeah.
y'all next time. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.